JamiaTV, Beacon for the Nation. This program is suitable for general viewing.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's indeed another evening that we meet here at JamiaTV. Welcome to Live Real Talk Show. I am your host Zamzam Ahmed, and tonight we will be talking about reasons for failed marriages. And I've come to realize we have different categories of people. We have those people who wants to get married. They get married for their own reasons, which they are the ones who know. Maybe for money reasons, maybe for status reasons, and other reasons that they have. But unfortunately, their marriage ends up breaking, or rather they end up getting divorces. There are those who wants to get married, but again fear getting married because of maybe failures of other people's marriages, maybe because of negative information about the other people's marriage. Therefore, tonight we'll be looking at reasons for failed marriages, and I am joined by Dr. Adam Khamis, who is a researcher, an academician, and also the member Majlis Ulama here at Jamia Mosque. Sheikh, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Vipi hali?
Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Naamini kwamba last time we talked about marriage as an institution.
Exactly.
And we couldn't finish because of time.
Yeah.
And tonight I want us to look into reasons for failed marriages.
Yes.
So we tend to have people wanting to get married, but end up not getting married because they fear the marriage itself.
Yeah.
Because they have had negative information, negative stories about failed marriages of others, right? Now, before we even go to getting to understand the reasons for a failed marriages, I want us to know what are the requirements of a valid marriage, of a valid contract.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah haqqa hamdihi sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Number one, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this opportunity to be here today. We thank also the host and the Jamia in general for giving us this opportunity to enlighten these important and pertinent issues about marriage. As requested by the host, okay, last time we discussed extensively on marriage as an institution so that people can understand marriage the way it is supposed to be understood. Okay. And following the question, number one is the conditions of a valid contract. Marriage is a contract like any other contract, and this is like is in the fiqh al-mu'amalat also. So number one is about the consent. The consent here, the consent is not from only the guardian. The consent from the couples, the future husband and wife. Each and every person has to give the consent, to accept voluntarily, not to be forced by anyone. Okay. So number one, when we breach this condition, important condition, this is the beginning of the problem of the marriage. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained in the Quran that the marriage is about mawaddatan wa rahma, it's about love. So that is the reason why Islam has really emphasized that you marry somebody whom you love, whom you like. At the same time, that's why you are even allowed to go and see that person, the face and everything, even before you go into the contract of marriage. So the girl has to be asked for the consent. That is the reason why, as marriage officers, we normally, when we are going for a nikah, before you start solemnizing the marriage, or before you start the process, you need to go to the girl herself and ask, have you accepted to get married to such a person? Then you get the answer. And according to the fiqh, they say if she's going to keep silent because she's a girl, maybe she's shy, it can be taken as a consent, okay? But if she says no, then there will be no marriage, because she has to be asked for that consent. Why? So that we have the stability of the marriage from the beginning, okay? And then also when we go to the nikah itself, when you're in the mosque or in the hall or any place, the husband is given a hand by the qadi. The qadi is telling him to repeat specific words. I've accepted to get married to such and such a person for the agreed dowry. And they say, Naam, yes. And this is what we call, it is an offer and an acceptance. You have been being offered that you're going to get married to this girl. Have you agreed? He say, yes. They say, Naam, I've agreed to get married to such and such a person through her consent and the consent of the wali for the agreed dowry. Okay, so this one has already taken care. And then number two, the consent of the guardian, which is very important. Nowadays we have people who go to the universities, they go to the colleges, they meet there, they are cheating one another, they think there is a marriage without their parents or the guardian. No. La nikaha biduni wali. There is no nikah which is acceptable and valid without a wali. Okay? And then fankihuhunna, Allah says fankihuhunna bi idhni ahlihinna. You are supposed to make them the marriage according to the consent of the guardians. So the guardian is very important. And what is the role of the guardian? The role of the guardian is not to be a dictator, to say that, okay, you cannot get married unless I give you the consent. Yes, but also it has boundaries and limitations. Sometimes you can see somebody, a girl wants to get married to somebody who is good according to the deen, but maybe the parents can come in and say, no, we cannot. This one is from another tribe. The color is this one, is very tall or is very thin, and so. So these are baseless according to Sharia. So the girl, if she is aggrieved, it is allowed. She can go to the qadi and seek guidance, and the qadi will communicate to the father to ask what is the problem, because the father has the right to refuse, but on Sharia grounds, not just the social or the non-Sharia grounds. Okay, so the consent of the guardian, and it has the list. It has for the father, the brother, the grandfather. There is a list for that one. Okay. If one is not there, the other one takes off. And then we have the issues of the witnesses. Okay, and alhamdulillah nowadays, because we have marriages in the mosque and the hall, we have more than even the two witnesses, which there is no problem. Also another thing which is very important in the marriage also, which many people have forgotten, is about also the dowry. Okay. Most of the people, when they get married, some of them, they are unable to pay the dowry, and they say, I'm going to pay the 50% or 60%, I'm going to finish later on. But in reality, majority of the people, when they get married, they have children, they do not pay that money. The Prophet ﷺ in the hadith, he mentioned he gave a very strong statement that whoever who is able to pay the dowry and he refuses to pay the dowry, then he's going to yalqa Allah wa huwa zanin. He's going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a fornicator, that he has been committing zina. So for the men who have not paid their dowry, they should know that it is an obligation. Unless your wife says, I've forgiven you, there is no need for you to pay me that dowry. Yeah. So that is.
But in Islam, is dowry something to be forgiven, or is it a must?
Of course, that's the right of the wife. But if the wife voluntarily, you know, that's her right. If she has decided, okay, according to the situation, my husband is facing some financial constraints, the life is difficult for me, I'm going to forgive you, no problem. But it should not be taken for granted by a husband that, okay, we are married, we have children, then you forget about it. You should know this is your responsibility, and you're going to be asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. Now let's move on to the next question. Now we talk about marriage come with responsibilities, with the rights and responsibilities. And in marriage you have two people. We have the husband and we have the wife. The children comes later. But for a standing marriage, what are the responsibilities? What are the rights of a husband and a wife in a marriage?
Yeah, I think this one comes to among the reasons for the failed marriages. Now, one of them is lack of knowledge on marriage, to understand marriage as an institution. Number one, the rights of a husband to a wife. So one of the biggest responsibility of the husband is الرجال قوامون على النساء. The men are the maintainers of women. Okay? So it means al-qawama. What does it mean? It means that you have the responsibility of taking care of your wife plus the children which you're going to be blessed with. Okay? So when you talk about the responsibility, it means that all the expenses of the house, which will make a house to become a house, we know there is accommodation, there is feeding, there is education of the children. Everything in that house, it is the responsibility of a man. Okay? It is the responsibility of a man and not a woman. A woman has other responsibilities which we are going to come to discuss. So this is the main responsibility. But unfortunately, when we leave this responsibility, when we ignore this, we neglect this responsibility, this is part of the problem also. Because you can see, as we discussed in our previous episode, that if somebody says 50%, if a woman is paying 50% of the expenses of the house, and the husband also pays 50%, at the end of the day, as a human being, the wife also sees that also is like this is a power sharing. Okay, so I have 50%, you have 50%. If you want to be listened to, then you should take your responsibility. Okay, but it has become like a common thing whereby a woman is like doing. Sometimes even it is opposite. A woman can pay even 70%. A husband is paying maybe 30%. In some areas, you can see even. Men are not working even. A woman, she's the one who she's in the market, she goes and every place. And then also we have also another thing that you can see now, women going to abroad, to the Gulf countries, they go there to work, they leave the children with the husband, which is opposite. It is something which is not allowed. And then when it comes to the responsibility of a woman, the main responsibility of a woman is to take care of the husband, to take care of the children, and to take care of the wealth and the properties of that husband. Okay, that is the main. About contribution to the house, about doing 1, 2, 3, 4 other responsibilities, financial responsibilities are the responsibilities of a husband. And if it is not done in the right way, you can see there is no respect. At the end of the day, even it contributes to the failing of the marriages. Maybe just to give an example that in some countries in the Western world, whereby women, they are being supported by their government through social support. You can see the husband is given the money by the government, and the woman is given the money and the children. So a man is not taking care of anything. These marriages, most of them in the Western world, they have failed because of what? Because a woman does not see the necessity of a husband, or the power of the husband, the dignity of the husband, because each and every person is being given money by the government.
Okay. Now, before we move on to something else on matters of rights and also matters of what really causes or the reasons that lead to failure of marriages. Now, there are other things that we really need to know as Muslims. We have the legal nuances and we have the prohibitions. What are these prohibitions of marriages, and what are these things that are allowed by Muslim?
Okay, this is a very general question. You see, the prohibitions when it comes to the interaction of a man and a woman, it is clearly explained in Islam, whereby how a man is supposed to interact and a woman is supposed to interact. Islam has set out boundaries. At the moment, you know, a man before the marriage can be freely maybe speaking to people who are of the opposite gender, a woman also maybe in their places of work, they are speaking, which is also contrary to Sharia. They are supposed to have all the necessary and which is related to the work and so on and so forth. So these boundaries are very important also to protect the marriage institution. In Islam, when a man gets married, that woman belongs to you, don't belong to your family, in such a way that you are supposed to protect her dignity, to protect her privacy. That is the reason why some people, they are shocked when they are visiting Muslim houses. They see a man, invites them there, and then the women, they're in another place, because a woman in the same table eating with people who are of the opposite gender, who they can legally marry that person. This is also, you're opening you open the doors of chaos and reasons for failing of these marriages. Also among the things which are not supposed to be done is that, which is also common, a woman is not supposed to let any person inside. For those people who are for those people who are not related with her, okay, is not supposed to let such people inside. For example, that one of the things, you are not supposed to let your cousins, though we are used to our cousins that they are our brothers, these are our sisters, unless because in Islam you can marry your cousin, you see. So if my cousin comes to my home, if I'm not there, he's not supposed to go to come in, unless maybe I say, okay, I'm on the way, just have a seat, I'm coming. But women, they just let people inside there. They even serve them with food. They even, and then their husband is not there. Sometimes it is a reason for the failing of the marriages, because some people, they are not morally upright. They take advantage of this generosity. They start their relationships and so on and so forth. So there are many things which are prohibited. One of also another thing, the things which have been prohibited to protect the marriage is about unnecessary intermingling. Unnecessary intermingling. Yes, you can see a woman or a man is working in a place, but you have the boundaries. You are supposed to interact with the people within the boundaries of your work, because we are in a country whereby people are mixing and so on and so forth. But there is a overdoing of such things in such a way that each and every day after work, you go and have a cup of coffee as a group or with your colleague. You say, my intention is good, but Islam does not allow that. So the boundaries and intermingling and free mixing without any necessity while you are married, also these are things which are prohibited, and they contribute to the failing of the marriages. So when you talk about the aims and objectives and obligations, when a person understands the aims of the marriage and the objectives of marriage and the obligations which come with it, then this is part of the stability of the marriage. But most of the people, they are 18 years, 20 years, they go there, they don't know, they do not know that marriage is responsibility. They just leave their responsibilities. They don't fulfill their rights. At the end of the day, it causes also it causes a lot of instability in the marriage. That's why part of the solution of this one is that, and alhamdulillah, many efforts are underway of having training sessions about the etiquettes of marriages. You see,
allow me to cut you at that point. I wanted we look into that deeply in our second segment on solutions to a strong marriage. But again, when we talk about reasons for a failed marriage, at the end of it all, if marriage is not working, then it's divorce. So perhaps maybe you can talk about divorce in Islam. Is divorce allowed? Is divorce not allowed? What's your take, or what's the take of Islam on divorce?
Yeah, I think we will come to the divorce. We can just mention a bit, because I think it is like more of a topic on its own about the because when you talk about the failed marriages, it means about the divorce, basically about the divorce. Okay, marrying and divorce all are supported by Sharia. All are supported by Sharia. Okay. to get married is supported by Sharia. Also, to divorce is supported by Sharia. Okay. As much as Islam encourages people to get married, but also they have opened the door that if the marriage is not working, there is no mawadda, there is no rahma. If a man is abusing the marriage, if a woman is not happy, sometimes it reaches to the level of violence. Okay, then that marriage should be terminated because it is already toxic. And Islam Islam has a lot of wisdom of allowing, though it is not encouraging, it is allowing divorce to take place. Why? So that it can prevent a lot of chaos and violence and also the disasters. You see, I give an example. Some of the religions, you can see, they say there is no divorce in their religions. So you can see this, most of the cases where you can see a husband has killed a woman, has done this, has done that, is that there were a lot of indications. There were a lot of indications showing that this person is not a good person, because it starts with the violence until maybe a woman is bleeding, and then this one, but say this is marriage, I have to be patient, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, a man come to with those who have no faith, they do not fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they kill even. Why? Because we are saying there is no, until death, I don't know, makes us away or do part us, and so on and so forth. So Islam has, if the marriage is not working, the person is not good, you did not do your due diligence, then you have to terminate the marriage, because it will affect you even you are hereafter. You'll not be able to concentrate on your ibadah, you'll not be able to concentrate on raising up your children. So it is allowed, it is not encouraged, but it is allowed when it is realized that the marriage is not working, the marriage is toxic, and the marriage can cause even death. So it is allowed.
Jazakallah khairan. I want us to take a short break, but we'll be back with more. And it's really amazing that we should understand that divorce is allowed, not encouraged. Only when the marriage is not working, it should be terminated. Therefore, stay tuned for the second segment as we look into the solutions for a better marriage or a strong marriage, inshallah.
JamiaTV, kurunzi ya taifa. Katika kipindi kijacho,
kafiri ni yeyote ambaye kwamba amevuka mipaka ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Hata Muislamu anaweza kuwa kafiri. Mfano, mtu ambaye kwamba swali ni kafiri. Al-ahdu alladhi bainana wa bainahum as-salah, hadithi ya Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tofauti baina yetu na wasiokuwa Islamu ni swala. Faman tarakaha, mwenye kuacha kuswali. Wewe Muislamu ambaye kwamba hauswali, wewe Muislamu ambaye kwamba ufungi, wewe Muislamu una uwezo wa kuenda haji na ujaenda haji, fakad kafara, umekufuru, wewe ni kafiri.
JamiaTV, kurunzi ya taifa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back and thank you so much for keeping it. This is live real talk show and we are in the second segment. And in this segment, we are going to look into two main things. Reasons for failed marriages, why are marriages failing, and also the solutions to a strong marriage. Now, Sheikh, we proceed.
Now, just to go through, we spoke about the lack of marriage, the lack of knowledge of marriage. So among the solutions which we need to have is that we have training sessions of etiquette of marriages. Okay. We can have it in the level of the family. For example, that me as a man, my child, my son is going to get married. I have experience of the marriage. Maybe I'm in the marriage 2025. I have to sit down with him to have sessions. You know, I've been able to live in this marriage for all this long because of 1, 2, 3, 4. You should not do this, do that. Make sure that you're not violent. Make sure that you are not abusive. Make sure that you are. So we teach them the etiquettes, what Islam says about how to deal the interaction between a husband and a wife. Also, the mother should have sessions with the daughter about this is the marriage, because with people, they don't understand what is marriage. They're from college, they just think about enjoying their life, about sexual harassment and so on and so forth. They should be informed on the marriages. And then we have also some of the like family resource and the others. People are coming up with the training sessions. So they should get the advices from different people, from their grandfathers, from their sheikhs and all, because all these people, they understand marriage in their own way, in a positive way. Okay, number two, among the reasons for the failed marriages in our society, which is a contributing factor, is about family interferences. Family interferences, when a man gets married to a woman, these are two people who have already entered into a contract, and they are responsible before Allah. They are accountable before Allah. All these people also, they have their mothers and fathers. But we should know that there is a boundary. The role of the father and the mother ends when a husband gets when the son gets married, and when the daughter gets married. That's why even in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, it talks about when it comes to you need to fulfill the obligations of your husband, and also your father wants something also, you have to start with the husband, because now it is his responsibility. So, but unfortunately, it's very unfortunate when these people are married, instead of leaving these people to explore their lives, you can see now a lot of interferences. Yes, we understand that most of the parents, they love their children so much. That's why even during the wedding ceremonies, people, they cry, because they are used to live with their daughters. Now the daughter is going to another person, whom maybe they are not very much familiar with them. So now it starts when after the marriage, after 1 week, every 2 weeks, they are calling, well, how is the marriage? Are you okay? Are you happy? Are you this one? And then also another problem is that the daughter also communicates with the family, especially the mother. If there is any challenge, they communicate. They communicate. So to a point whereby now the mother comes, because mother, she's going to be painful when she hears that my daughter, she's undergoing 1, 2, 3. She's going to come to that person, or to go to the parents of these people to speak, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, you can see this interference has already caused a lot of things. Now this one comes from, number one, mothers-in-laws, and then number two, it comes to the sisters-in-laws. Okay, that is why it is advisable, and it is very important. For if a man gets married, it is highly recommended that you should not live in the same house. That is an extended family, whereby each and every person has his own standards. So at the end of the day, people, they are looking to your wife, okay, she is lazy, she is this and that, she has not cooked the food. Now each is like he's having several supervisors. But so people, they need to live to the husband and the wife, they explore their lives, they look on the challenges, because you can see the interferences come. Now the sisters-in-law, they think that now she's taking our place, causing problems between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. So there are a lot of, so it is very important that we should know that yes, we love our children, but we should not interfere with them. And if there is any challenge, let us train them how to speak to one another, how to discuss. Let us empower them on how to solve their problems on their own ways. Okay. Now, number two, for a quick one, is that men's or husband's infidelity or unfaithfulness. This is also rampant. Subhanallah, it is very unfortunate, sad, and absurd that somebody who is married, a married Muslim, and then after getting married, he's still having a lot of affairs outside. So he's leaving his wife, and then he goes and move around with the prostitutes or women who are not married to him. At the end of the day, this one causes a lot of what? A lot of instability, because when you get married to a woman gives you the love and then trust and everything she gives it to you, because marriage is built on trust. But now she comes and then she is shocked, maybe out of her own way, because nowadays people, they know how to get the passwords and everything. They listen, they get the messages, they are shocked, they are becoming depressed. I trusted this person, so now the marriage start failing from there. Now I'll never trust this person because I trusted him and he's doing a lot of things. And this is to betray the trust. We should know that as men, when you do such a thing, you are a munafiq, a hypocrite. Okay. You are a munafiq. Because ayatul munafiq thalath, when he mentions the two, and then وَإِذَا أَتُمِنَ خَانَ, when he is given the trust, he betrays the trust. The woman has trusted you that you are a faithful person, has trusted you that you are a committed Muslim, and then you're going to betray that trust. So you're becoming, so adultery is a crime in Islam. That's why even the penalty is death. For the married men, they should know that when you commit adultery, your punishment is death. So if the death punishment is not done in this world, you should just ask yourself what Allah will do with you in the hereafter. So the solution to this one, you can say, if a man, you feel that you are not satisfied, sexually satisfied, Islam has allowed you to get married to the second, to the third, to the fourth if you can, and then you'll just face the problems and the issues which are coming there. But you should not commit adultery. And also in terms of protecting the lineage, okay, people should know that the children are the children of the first mother, the second and the third. Now you can see after the death of a person, some women, they come, also this is the child of this person. You can go to the DNA. All these are problems and crises which are caused by unfaithfulness and infidelity. So for men, let us try as much as we can so that we become chaste. We say al-iffa, and then among the things which are causing also this unfaithfulness and infidelity, it is a relationship before marriage. At the moment, you see a man has been having, that's why it is very important, if somebody is going to get married to a person, you should make sure that that person was not having any relationship. The relationships will cause a lot of confusion, because if somebody is going to get married, but before he was having like 20 girlfriends, or 15, or 10, these girlfriends, in one way or another, they have relationships with them. So even if he's settled, still they will be, so he'll be confused. He's not used to stay with a wife. So among the things which are causing this one is about chastity. So these boyfriends and girlfriends and courtships, these are the things which are causing the instability of the marriages. Because when you go to the marriage, you don't enjoy the marriage because you have been having another life before. Okay? So among the solutions is that if somebody has qualified to get married, let him get married to save his marriage. You can get married the second to the third and the fourth. And also for those people who are not married, they should not be engaged in any relationship. And the last point which we want to mention also is about when we get married. The Prophet ﷺ has really insisted when he mentioned about the four things, about the beauty, about the wealth, about the family lineage and so on and so forth. But he said, okay, you can choose a partner who is beautiful or handsome, wealthy and so on. But concentrate, fadfar bi dhati din. Concentrate on the religion, which also takes care of the moral and the character.
Okay.
So sometimes you can see we don't care about the person, we care about the materialistic. Even some people, some of the girls, they just ask openly, are you stable in finance? What do you mean by stable? Yeah, how much are you earning? Do you drive? Do you have a house? These are the things which are being asked. Okay? They don't care about the character of the person. So sometimes they get the person whom they want in terms of
maybe what I can say about that one is, you know, you cannot just go asking people their character, because definitely how would you trust this person is telling you the right thing? Because yes, maybe I might be a bad girl, and then I come telling you, I'm a nice girl, what I do is this and this, and you fall in love with whatever I am doing. But again, what if I end up lying to you? What will happen?
Okay, that's why you can see, though we are digital, we have the Gen Zs and so on and so forth, but the way of choosing a bride or the way of choosing a partner during the olden days, it was working very well than now. Why? Because number one, the people who are not having any relationship, you see, the family is like your family, your mother, because she brought you up, she knows you, and then she checked in the village and in the town, somebody who can suit your character. Said, I know this is my son, this is my girl, that is the boy. So even the parents themselves, they go and check the good family and everything, and then they tell you. They don't force you.
Okay.
We have seen this is a good family, this boy is good, we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then nowadays it is very easy because of the digital. If somebody, for example, somebody says, somebody wants to get married, if so he's coming from Western Kenya, or he's coming from, we have people who can do due diligence, can do due diligence. But the biggest problem is that we're meeting in the cafeterias, we're meeting in the, whereby also, and then somebody is confused by being given some gifts and so on, so confused, so that you don't concentrate on the quality. So when we concentrate on the materialistic, yes, some people, they are regretting so much. They've been married to people who are wealthy, they have everything, but they don't sleep at home. They come in the morning, they come, they are drunk, and then when you ask, say, why are you asking me? See, I've provided everything.
So
you ask me about my responsibility. Don't ask me about, I can sleep.
Something else before we wind up the show, because I can see also time is not on our side. That is something you mentioned. When a man is not maybe not contented with the wife in terms of the different things that he expects from the wife, and is allowed to marry the second, the third, and the fourth. But we also have to understand that marrying the second, the third, and the fourth comes with a responsibility also. Maybe you can talk about that a bit before we end the show. Getting married more than one wife, it is not compulsory. It is something which is recommended. It is recommended. Number one, sometimes it can become compulsory. It can become recommended. There is no one line of hukm shari, the verdict of Sharia. Because last time we are talking about when we have two people in a relationship, they live together, they do everything together. It is wajib, it is compulsory for them to get married. We are not going to ask ourselves whether they have the ability, no, because they are living together. And for example, that when a husband is married and it reaches to a point, maybe if not getting married to the second wife, he can commit adultery, then, or maybe she's not satisfied in one way or another, especially let's say the sexual satisfaction, then you are allowed to go and get married. It becomes compulsory, and then even all the factors are forgotten, because now it is about protecting the chastity of that person. Okay. But where the second one, it can become recommended, or sometimes it is not encouraged. For example, that somebody is married, is faithful, is having children, but is facing serious financial constraints. Okay. Then, but is not indulged in all in adultery or anything. Then this person needs to be patient, because now if you cannot take your responsibility with the first wife, maybe the first wife is helping you
in paying the school fees. And also this is one of the reasons also it is a factor which is contributing to the failing of the marriages. Sometimes a woman is contributing a lot to that house, and then the husband goes and get married. So, "Hey, I've been helping you all this along. Now I'm not going to take any responsibility. You're going to pay the rent. I'm not going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because you want to get married or you're married." So also it becomes, so it has to come with the responsibility. It has to come with the ability. It has to come with your balance. Also, some of the scholars, they say, if you're married, you have children, and then you are stable, and you know that getting married to the second and third is going to even break the first family, then it is better even you stick to that family. So because now you're going to break the bigger family, maybe you're having like 6 children, 7 children, and then you're going to start a new family. So it needs to be balanced. It needs to be balanced, taking care of everything in terms of the rights of the woman and the rights of the person, and especially when it is going to affect the person going to haram, then he can take that decision of getting married.
Okay. Now, based on what we've looked into on the solutions, you talked about training sessions. If the father is there and his son is getting married, maybe you should sit down with the son, talk to him, give him advices, give him the different requirements in a marriage. And for the mother, they go to daughters. And for the family resources, we also have them. But what about, we are talking to people who want to get married. They are not yet married. Okay. Now, what about the people that are in marriage in a moment, and something happens that has triggered them to not understand each other, that has caused the misunderstanding between the two? So, for this case, what can be the best solution for them?
Okay. So now number one, when people are in the marriage and they have problem, number one is proper communication.
Okay.
Proper communication to understand the concerns. Okay, because communication is one of the main reasons why we have a lot of problems in our marriages. That is communication. Number two is about if you feel that the husband doesn't understand what you're talking about, then you need to look for somebody who is a respected person in the society, is a sheikh who can speak to him, okay, on the issues. And then it goes also, if it doesn't work, now you take, as mentioned in the Quran, a representative from your family and the representative from the other family. But the people who can solve the problems of it is between the husband and the wife themselves, because they are the ones who are married. They are the ones who know each other very well. Because sometimes even when you involve third parties, when you involve other people, sometimes even people, they speak about the secrets. It has to be controlled, because sometimes you can see a woman speaking a lot of things, the things which some of the things are very shameful and so on and so on. So number one, you should concentrate on communication, because there is nothing which is not having a solution. We need to have a communication. For example, that you know that he's having a good friend who is a sheikh. Speak to that person, tell him that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, advise your friend, or he can come in, and then also the family members can come, the representative from both sides, hakaman min ahlihi wa hakaman min ahliha, as mentioned in the Quran. Yeah.
Okay, now as we wind up, because also, I've said wind up for a couple of times, but again, what would your take up? What would your advice be to the people that are watching us? Be it a person who wants to get married, be it a person who is in a marriage, something like that.
Yeah, but the last advice is that number one, marriage is a very important thing. Because these are they say da'abu salihin, the manners of the good people. Okay, and naturally a man cannot get married cannot stop getting married, and a woman also cannot stop getting married. That's why the Prophet ﷺ, when he mentioned in the hadith, if people are not going to get married, there will be a lot of corruption. Okay, because at the end of the day, the person is going to satisfy his or her needs in a haram way. At the end of the day, they're going to have children out of wedlock. They'll not be taken. They'll not be given all their responsibilities, the rights, the inheritance, and so on and so forth. So marriage is something which is noble, which is good, but it should be done in the right way. You should make sure that you do not hurry. Make sure that you choose the person who is morally upright, the character is well, committed Muslim, and so on and so forth. And we should know that when you're coming to the marriages also, the marriages as a responsibility, but the marriages also, they have a lot of challenges. So when you have challenges, you need to take them in a positive way, change the challenges into an opportunity. Okay, we should not be in a hurry of terminating our marriages because of the problems which we are having. So if you have decided to get married, make sure that you stick to your marriage, you become faithful, you become committed, you become responsible, you do everything, then the marriage will be very good. Many people are, you can see sometimes you meet with very old people, they've been in marriages for 50 years, 40 years, 60 years, they've been living very well. So if a person wants to get married, make sure that you seek advice, what is marriage, what are the etiquettes of marriages, what the things which you're supposed to stick in order to make your marriage better and stable.
Jazakallah khairan, Ustad. That was really amazing. And up to that point, I would like to end it here. And thank you so much for keeping it until this time of the show. Let's meet tomorrow for the Muslim Inside Show. I have been your host, Zamzam Ahmed, and this was Live Real Talk Show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
As the sun rises, so do we, as we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your day. StarTime's home solar solution with solar panels, hybrid inverter, and lithium battery, powering your prosperity and happier life. Empowering you to do the things that really matter. A complete and reliable home solar solution. Call us today. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. بعدكم حميدي الله تبارك وتعالى نكم تكي رحمة متومة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. إخوة الإيمان، تكيو كتك باب العدة من كتاب عمدة الأحكام. Mlango wa eda kama tulivyoeleza katika kikao kilichopita, tukaianza hadithi ya Ummu Sulaim kama sikukosea. Hadithi hii ya Ummu Subai'a, afwan, hadithi ya Ummu Subai'a. Hadithi hii ya Ummu Subai'a ikatuonyesha ya kwamba mwanamke anatakiwa eda lake limalizike kwa yeye kujifungua pale alipokufa Ummu Subai'a mumewe katika hijjatul wadaa, na akapata baadhi ya watu waliomtaka kumsitiri. Baadaye kaonekana Ummu Subai'a